In a world that seems to be increasingly self-absorbed and self-focused, Allie Beth Stuckey is pumping the brakes and bringing that philosophy to a stop. She says you're not enough, and that's okay. And even more, let's take the focus off of ourselves.
Welcome to Relatable. Happy Monday.
The name of her podcast is Relatable, where Allie and her guests analyze culture, news, politics, and theology from a Christian perspective. Most of her audience is young women.
Young moms, students, young professionals, and in the world of Instagram, where a lot of these women spend their time online, there is a message of self-love that is very prevalent. And it kind of starts with this idea that you are enough.
Allie says she started getting emails about this way of thinking and questions of whether it's biblical.
So I kind of started looking into the phrase and the people who were propagating it and the messages and the heart behind it. And what I found was that while it is a well-meaning phrase, and while it does sound good to those of us who have struggled with feelings of inadequacy and insecurity, which we really all have, it's based on a false premise that you are able to be your own sufficiency, your own fulfillment, that all you need for self-confidence and therefore success is just the motivation that you can muster up inside yourself. And that, according to the biblical worldview, is simply incorrect. God made us finite. He made us fallible. He made us to depend on Him, not just for our strength to get through the day, but ultimately and most importantly, for salvation.
In the book, Allie goes through 5 myths centering on the idea that you are enough. She then replaces them with the truth of the gospel. Allie once reached the dead end of self-love herself in college. She writes about breaking up with a guy she thought she would marry. That led to a season of trials marked by unhealthy relationships, over drinking, and an eating disorder.
I thought then that I was going down a path of healing and discovering myself because I was doing things that at the time felt good to me. And that's a message that a lot of young people hear, that do whatever makes you happy, do whatever feels good. That's how you're going to heal. That's how you're going to discover yourself.
Then God took control, bringing a Christian counselor into her life, who helped turn Allie around and gave her a retrospective perspective to now be able to help others. Allie says this is not a book about self-obsession. In fact, she wants to throw out the practice of examining how good or bad you are.
If self-obsession is a coin, on one side of that, you've got a form of narcissism that is like self-adoration. But on the other side of that, you have self-loathing. What I'm suggesting is throw away the coin of self-obsession altogether and do what Jesus calls us to do, which is to deny ourselves, to take up our cross and follow Him.
The gospel is not only enough, it is the only thing that is enough.
That's what she's doing with her platform, taking the focus off of herself and putting it on Jesus, with guidelines on how you can do the same. In Washington, Jenna Browder, CBN News.